Welcome to Aspen Affairs. I'm Allison Bektesh, Public Affairs Manager with the Aspen Chamber Resort Association. For the third year now, ACRA has deemed October Guest Service Appreciation Month in recognition of Aspen's frontline and hospitality workers. As part of our celebration, we sponsor the Best Guest Service Staff Member in the Aspen Times Best of contest. This month, we're highlighting the nominees on the show, introducing you to the humans behind the hospitality. I have with me today Tim Johns. He's the Energy Concierge for CORE, the Community Office for Resource Efficiency. Hi, Tim.
Hi.
Congratulations on being nominated.
Thank you. Quite an honor.
I want to start with just clearing up, what is an Energy Concierge? What do you do?
So I basically just walk people through our grants, rebates process. I do advising for their home to make it more energy efficient. And I'm just there to answer the phone and just help people out.
Nice. So who's your customer? The Community Office for Resource Efficiency provides ways that people can kind of green up their homes?
Yeah, exactly. So our customers are just all locals, people that are homeowners here, apartment owners, condo owners. And we just try to figure out how we can make their homes more efficient and save them money and save greenhouse gas emissions.
Okay, great. How long have you been in this role?
I started in October of last year, so about a year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
1 year in.
Yeah.
Clearly you're doing excellent service.
I'm trying, yeah.
Has anything evolved? Like when you first got there, were there things that you didn't have down, or are people asking the same questions over and over that now you have a way of handling?
No, yeah, we've streamlined our rebate and grant process, so it's a lot easier for the customer and us. So yeah, I mean, we've definitely kind of cleaned things up and gotten things a little bit more organized.
Okay. What's your philosophy? Like when someone calls you and they're confused or maybe nervous about what they're about to spend, what is your customer service like?
Yeah, so basically I would just try to show them all the incentives that are in front of them to try to electrify their homes to get away from natural gas appliances and mechanical systems. So I just try to, show them all the advantages health-wise and financially.
Okay. Do people get confused or overwhelmed while you're working with them?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of incentives out there. There's government rebates. There's government tax credits, state and federally. So there's a lot of kind of steps to walk through to qualify for those. And so I just try to help people do everything that they need to qualify for it.
So that might mean the same person coming back to you over and over again with questions or not having filled stuff out correctly.
Yeah, exactly.
Does your job take a certain level of patience, perhaps?
I try to be patient. Sometimes there's errors with our forms. Sometimes it's human error, but everybody kind of makes mistakes. So I can understand why some things would be confusing. So I just try to be as empathetic as possible throughout the process.
That's great.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think that's why you're nominated, or do you have some guesses as to what it is about either the service the CORE provides or that you were able to, I guess, then pass along to the customer that brought you up to a nominee status?
Yeah, I think it's probably a little of both. I think that people in this valley particularly align with the mission that CORE has of reducing greenhouse gas emissions. So I think it's probably a mix of the work we do with, I'd like to say that I'm good at my job, and I try really hard to help people out.
Well, clearly someone thinks so because you were nominated. And so you're talking a little bit about the philosophy of the Valley and just the people here. I want to get to know you beyond what you do for work every day. What brought you to the Valley? What are some of your values that align with Aspen?
Yeah, absolutely. Since I was a little kid, I wanted to be a ski bum. So as soon as I got out of college, I was working in DC, and then COVID happened, and I was like, I really just don't want to sit in my apartment here in the city. So I decided to come to Aspen, work in restaurants, and explore the outdoors, get really good at skiing, and so that's what I decided.
That's incredible. So what were you doing in DC? Because that is not a ski bum life.
No, it's not. I was working in the solar industry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this makes sense, this transition.
Yeah, exactly.
And why Aspen?
I had a bunch of college friends that
Perfect.
had come during COVID and said that they loved it, but their time got cut short, and they said it was by far the best ski town. It was the only one that they'd been to. But I believed them, and I moved out here with a couple other friends, and the the rest is history.
Nice.
I've been here 3 years now, so.
Okay. So restaurants, that is also very frontline customer service. Do you think there's anything you learned, especially in those years, in these last 3 years, where maybe that customer has been more demanding or had higher expectations in stressful situations? I want to know what you learned then, and then obviously how you're applying it now.
Yeah. So obviously the restaurant industry here, you see maybe some of the wealthiest, some of the most influential people that come through town just because we have a great dining scene. And so just doing that has allowed me to, figure out how to deal with those people and be patient with them and ask for their patience in return as well. And so that's definitely helped me in my role because I was able to interact with so many people in the restaurant industry and deal with, what is the word I'm looking for here? High-end clients, I guess, high-end customers. So dealing with that, I do that with my job as well. But I have to acknowledge that I deal with a lot of, locals here in Aspen, and we have a huge focus of helping people who maybe could not afford the upgrades that we want, helping them get those upgrades with financial incentives.
I mean, it's so important. People talk all the time about it becoming increasingly difficult to live here, and especially if you want to do things like upgrades that are good for you, your house, and the environment, and you just don't have access to it. Are you seeing, you haven't been there long, but I guess as people lament how it gets harder and harder to make this place home, and yet you're talking to homeowners, are you seeing some kind of anything uplifting that people are making it work here? Or I'm sure you see them trying very hard to stay here.
Yeah, certainly. So I'd like to highlight our grant application. So instead of a rebate where you're kind of guaranteed X percentage of a project up to a certain amount of money, you can apply for a grant, and that could be an unlimited amount. It could be up to $50,000. And so we've definitely, talked to customers that have been like, look, I cannot afford this. And a lot of times in the office, we talk about this, like when you live in this valley, you make good money, but a lot of times you want to use that money to get out of town instead of spending it here. So a lot of people go on vacations, and so if they're gonna, upgrade their heating system, that might be at the expense of going on a family holiday, and we sympathize to that. And we just want to help people, and through the grant process, we've definitely been able to understand what people's financial burdens are and kind of meet them halfway and give them the amount of money that's right to where it's they still got skin in the game,
right,
but it's not as big of a sacrifice.
That's super uplifting. Okay, but more importantly, so you said you became a better skier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where do you ski? What do you like to do during the winter?
Favorite mountain is definitely Ajax.
Okay.
I guess it's right here,
yeah,
so it's easy to get to. But I love it. It's steep and deep, fast. It's my favorite. It's my favorite. I also love Highlands, but Ajax is just so easy to get to on the weekends. And if I ever am able to sneak out for a lunch break, it's just right there.
Perfect. So do you see yourself sticking around the valley?
Yeah, for a little while.
Okay.
Yeah. Housing, as long as I have housing, I feel like then I'll stay.
Tim Johns is one of the nominees for the Aspen Times Best Guest Service Member category. You can vote online at aspentimes.org. Thanks for joining us on Aspen Affairs. You can see all episodes available on grassrootstv.org or the Aspen Chamber website. I'm Allison Bektesh. Thank you.